Welcome back to another episode of the Dope Sports Podcast, brought to you by DopeContent.com, brought to you by Get the Tables on Twitch. We are live here talking some NFL free agency week 1. This has been a very busy week already. We are live on YouTube, Twitch, DopeContent.com. This is also brought to you by Amway.com, who we are in business with. So if you want to check out some products around the house, your protein, your cleaning supplies, detergent, soap, energy drinks, whatever it is that you want, please click the link on YouTube below and it's there. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, I gotta do the stream elements for Twitch, but I got it on YouTube. D-Well, what's good? Know the game coming in. As you see, the co-host is here, the legendary Tony from Get the Tables. How is everything going today? Uh-oh, hold on.
There we go. Better?
Yeah, we can hear you now. There we go.
For some reason. I'm doing good. A little chilly today, but it's not bad.
I don't understand that why it's cold and it's the second day of spring break.
Right, it was like 80s all weekend, and then Monday hits and it's all cold and rainy and crazy.
It's so stupid. It is so stupid. I got too many things running on my computer. Chump ass was good. D-Well was good. Look,
Chump ass.
That's what I call him. Chump ass. But yeah, once again we got NFL free agency. You see how he talk. This is why he gets the name Chump ass. You see, we have Jalen Ramsey moved and he's now a Miami Dolphin, which is crazy. And they only gave up a 3rd round draft pick and a freaking tight end that nobody knows just to get Jalen Ramsey. And I'm like, Cowboys couldn't go after that? They couldn't do that? Couldn't nobody else do that? But we'll get into all that. Noah Brown signed with the Texans. Thank God. Thank God. Get Noah Brown out of here. It's so great that he signed with the Texans. Thank you. Bye. I'm done with Noah Brown. Good. Let me read some comments before we get into this intro. Miami got a good team. All it takes for Tua to be a serious playoff team. Well, Tua got to stay healthy. But once again, we'll get into all that once we get into the show. So let's play this intro and let's get right into it.
Yeah.
To a good start again. The intros play with no problem, no hesitation. I like it. We're 2 weeks in. We're shooting 100% so far.
There we go. Yes, sir.
But yeah, we're going to give you a rundown of the NFL free agency news so far. And the way that NFL.com has it, we're just going through each division. And it starts with the AFC East. So they did sign Connor McGovern, the offensive guard, former Cowboy, 3-year deal, $23 million contract. They got Sam Martin, the punter. They got the linebacker re-signed Matt Milano to a 2-year extension. And that's pretty much it for them. As far as Buffalo, we get to Miami. Miami signed Mike White. Mike White got a deal before Lamar Jackson.
Well, come on, he's not asking for $100 million or $200 million.
Don't matter. Raheem Mostert agreed to stay on a 2-year deal extension, $5.6 million, 2.2 guaranteed. David Long is signing a 2-year deal. Linebacker signed a 2-year deal, $11 million. And then the big news, as you saw on the picture, Jalen Ramsey was acquired in a trade for a 2023 3rd round draft pick, the number 77 overall pick, and Hunter Long. Any thoughts on those two teams before we keep going?
Huge pickup for the Dolphins for basically giving up pretty much nothing in return. That defense is going to be insane this coming season. I just hope that it pans out for them, because I know Ramsey kind of was not who he was in LA. A lot of people blame LA and the coaching staff and how they used him there for his downfall and his kind of not his usual play, that shutdown corner he once was.
I think they all fell off.
I would agree with you on that. And we'll see what happens. I'm curious to see how good that Dolphins team looks next year. Especially with Tua coming off those concussions. I think it was a good pickup getting Mike White. He did pretty well for the Jets. He's not going to go out there and just take over the team, but he's a quality backup for the Dolphins. Bills, I mean, they don't really have any cap space, so they're just trying to go with what they can do. They lose was it Tremon Edmonds or Edmonds? They lose him. That's a huge loss for them. But yeah, I other than the Dolphins, and then we have to wait for what the Jets do. They've made some moves here and there, releasing people to get some cap space for probably Rodgers. They're going after Lazard. They're going after all of Rodgers' buddies. I saw Randall Cobb. They're also interested in trying to bring over there. They might as well try to go get Jordan Nelson as well. Shoot, trying to bring all his buddies to the Jets to try to entice him more to go over there. I think it's a done deal with Rodgers going there. I just don't know what the holdup is. It feels like Rodgers is waiting for free agency to die down so he could be that headline. But it's AFC East got a little bit more interesting with the Dolphins moves for sure.
Yeah, I mean the Dolphins, they picked up somebody else which is not listed on here. It was another linebacker, but maybe they'll update it in a minute as we talk. The Patriots, their huge signing, they did re-sign Jonathan Jones, the cornerback, to a 2-year deal, $20 million, with $13 million guaranteed. The New York Jets, they re-signed Quincy Williams. They acquired Chuck Clark, the safety from the Ravens, in the trade for a 7th-round pick in 2024. And then they re-signed Greg Zuerlein. You got any thoughts on those two teams?
No, not really. I mean, Pat's re-signing their star cornerback was a huge plus for them. But again, these teams are not making huge splashes. I didn't expect the Patriots to make any huge deals in the offseason. Again, they don't really have much cap either, and if they do, they're not going to really spend it on much. They lost Jacoby Myers. They didn't want to pay him. Don't blame him from that bonehead movie he did against the Raiders. So.
And then the Raiders signed him out of all people.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. So I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see how the AFC East goes, because it's been Buffalo's division for the last couple of years. I'm curious to see how those moves with the Dolphins really affect that division. I would expect it does. Makes it a little bit more competitive. It was last year, and that's when Tua was out off and on for most of the year. So, yeah, not really surprised at the lack of moves the Patriots and the Bills have made so far.
I said preseason last year that Miami was going to win the division, and it started off good, but like you said, Tua started getting injured, so it didn't happen. But I'm gonna say it again this year. I think Miami, if healthy, will win the division out of them, Buffalo, New England, and the Jets. Well, hold on.
You gotta see what the Jets do.
I'm about to say, hold on. I'm going a little ahead of myself. We got to see what the Jets do as far as quarterback situation. If they get a real quarterback, then they'll do something. Raiders got worse than Jimmy G, chump ass. Yep. Yeah, they WWE fan, they better restructure Brown's contract. I mean, Watson's contract. We talked about that last week. That was trash. Baltimore. Now, we talked about them giving Lamar the franchise tag, but we didn't get into which tag it was. It was the non-exclusive franchise tag for Lamar Jackson, which pays him $33 million instead of $45 million, and he gets to negotiate with other teams. And all of a sudden, just out the blue, all these other teams are just, we out. Come on, man. Like, stop.
Well, I mean, it is still early. The draft isn't for a while. I think it's kind of playing Of course, they're not going to go after him right away. I'm sure
Why not? It's a
eventually
quarterback.
I feel like the teams are going to make other moves first before they decide on what they want to do with Lamar.
That's stupid.
And again, Lamar is asking for a lot of money, man. And I'm not saying that he's not worth it, but that is a lot of money, and it's guaranteed. He wants guaranteed money. So, not saying he doesn't deserve it. Not saying he shouldn't be paid, but what I've been hearing on the radio stations when I drive home from work is that not even guys like Burrow and Herbert and all them are going to get guaranteed money. Like this Watson thing was like a one-in-time thing. Like no other quarterback is going to get what Watson got. There was a desperate Browns team who thought they were a quarterback away and thought they can give the world to Watson. And now everyone else is suffering for it because now quarterbacks want the same amount of money, if not more. Now, I don't think he's not worth it. I just think you got to kind of realize if you're Lamar that he doesn't have that type of pull. Like I don't think he will have that type of advantage against other teams. Like teams are thinking, oh, like a Panthers or teams like that could be interested in him. They have early round picks. They can easily go and draft a quarterback, keep him for 5 years and for cheap, and not worry about having to pay them. So if you're a quarterback away like the Jets or someone around there, maybe you make that move. But I can see why the Falcons, the Panthers, the Colts, teams like that are not jumping the gun and going after him because they could get Bryce or Stroud or Levis or Richardson for way cheaper. So why jump the gun, you know? And who knows, draft night, maybe the Ravens come calling, hey, blah, 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 this and that, and they make a move for Lamar. So we don't know what's going to happen. They're saying no now, but that can change in 3 weeks, 4 weeks from now, you know?
We'll see, because I'm calling BS on a lot of these teams right now, especially considering who they've been playing and the type of quarterbacks that's being signed right now. I'm calling BS on a lot of these teams right now.
Well, I get you, but a lot of these guys are not signing for the amount of money that Lamar wants. Yeah, Mike White got signed before Lamar and Heineke and all these guys. Well, Jimmy G too, but these teams knew who they wanted from the get-go. Raiders were never in the mix for Lamar. They never said anything about being interested in Lamar. It's always been about Jimmy G. We've heard Jimmy G to the Raiders since the season has ended. So I'm not going to say that that the NFL or the teams are blackballing Lamar Jackson, because I don't feel like that's the truth. I just feel like teams are more cautious with their money and feel like they can get we've seen it forever now. Teams can go and get quarterbacks for cheap now in the draft and not worry about having to pay him. Like with Burrow. Like look at Burrow. The Bengals have been able to benefit off that because Burrow's off his rookie deal still. Once that deal goes up and they have to pay him, that's a different story. But they're able to go out and sign different guys because he's on that cheap-ass rookie deal. So it's like, if you're an NFL team, do you really want to drop 100 to 200 million guaranteed money to Lamar, or go after a quarterback in the draft and hope it pans out for a lot cheaper?
We'll see.
I don't know. I'm just, that's my opinion on it. I mean, I know you're a Lamar fan because you're a Ravens guy, but
I mean, like I get the hesitation on the guaranteed, but the hesitation on trying to negotiate with him.
Well, then yeah, and the thing too is his injuries. Like last 2 years, he's missed a good chunk of the NFL season. So you know, and it does have to do with the Ravens' offense and how they use them, of course, and the lack of weapons he's had around him. He's basically had to do everything. But I feel like I can understand why teams are hesitant to sign Lamar for the amount of money that he wants. Let's be real. If he was asking for Jimmy G type money or Daniel Jones type money, he would already been signed already.
Well, he's better than both.
So that is true, and I agree with you.
He's trying to get the market level for his ability and his rating, not what Jimmy G and all them doing.
No, I get you, but I'm just saying, like I think the difference of money is what's keeping him off teams' radar. Like, well, how much does he want a year? Like $50 million a year.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
What's that? 5 more than what Pat Mahomes and them?
Yeah, but that's wow.
The market goes up. The market goes up 10 to 12 million every year, though. Everybody market is higher.
But Patrick has won 2 Super Bowls. He's been in the AFC Championship pretty much his whole career. So I can understand why he's getting that type of money. Deshaun Watson is what screwed up everyone because you got
Russell Wilson's contract is not good.
Russell too. So I mean, we got to see what happens. Again, like Jeff said, watch out for the Colts. Once draft gets closer and teams kind of figure out their scouting of the quarterbacks that are out there, I think we get some moves. And maybe Lamar's not a Raven. We'll see.
Cleveland Browns, they get Dalvin Tomlinson, D tackle, signed a 4-year deal, $57 million contract. I can never say this guy's name. The DN Obo Oronko.
From the Texans? Or is it from the Texans?
What is his name? Obo Oronko? I do not know how to say his name.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. He signs a 3-year deal, $19 million with the Cleveland Browns. Patrick Peterson, cornerback, signed a 2-year deal, $14 million with Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, he said he wanted to come to the Cowboys. Cowboys never even sent the offer, so now he's in Pittsburgh joining Fitzpatrick and them. Houston Texans, they're making a lot of moves. They signed Case Keenum, Robert Woods, Shaq Mason, who they got in the trade from your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mm-hmm. They just signed Noah Brown. They got Jimmy Ward is expected to sign. Hassan Ridgeway, D lineman, is expected to sign. Chase Winovich, DN, is expected. He signed with the Texans. So yeah, they're making a lot of moves in Houston. Not really big names, but they're making some type of moves. So, any thoughts on those two teams?
Well, with the Steelers, I'm not really sure what they're doing over there. Are they in rebuild mode, or are they trying to bring talent into that team? I don't know. I'm sure Patrick Peterson is a nice signing for them, but I mean, that dude he's up there in age, man, and I'm not sure if he still has what he used to have, but we'll see.
Here we go.
Texans, who the fuck knows what they're doing? You know, I like the signing of the coach. Great signing with the coach. I think they're just picking and choosing who they want to add to that roster. At the end of the day, it's what they're going to do in the draft. Are they going to go after a quarterback, or are they going to sign more defensive, or go after defense, or do they trade that number 2 pick and accumulate more draft picks for next year? Texans are in an interesting situation because I'm sure they wanted Bryce Young, and they were probably hoping that the Bears never ended up trading that pick. But if you're the Texans, what do? Do you go after a guy that maybe is not who you want in the draft, but it's the best player in the draft that you got to grab, or do you wait one more year where the quarterback draft is a little bit stronger? It's going to be interesting to see what the Texans do this draft. But yeah, I mean, the signings are I don't really have any issues with who they're picking up. None of them are like, oh my goodness, they got who? Wow.
Right.
You know, I'm glad they were able to make that trade with Shaq Mason. That helps the Bucks out with their cap situation. But they haven't made any type of signings that have been like mind blowing, in my opinion.
Yeah. While you was talking, shout out to Richie Vargas for the bits, and shout out to
Vargas.
Whoever this random was that's trying to promote something in my stream without even speaking first. Now you banned and blocked. We don't do that. At least speak. Say hi before you try to promote whatever you're trying to promote. Yeah. You know, I don't even know who this guy is. So anyway, let's keep it moving. The Jacksonville Jaguars, the real big thing from them is they franchise tag Evan Ingram to keep him there for at least for now. Andre Dillard agreed to a 3-year deal contract with the Tennessee Titans as an offensive tackle. Let's go to Denver. There's nothing really in Denver. Alex Singleton is re-signing a 3-year deal, the linebacker. Jarrett Stidham backup quarterback is signing a $10 million contract, so Cooper Rush might get paid somewhere. If Stidham is getting 2 years, $10 million. Let's see. Ben Powers, offensive guard, signing with the Denver Broncos. Kansas City Chiefs signed Jawan Taylor, tackle, for a 4-year, $80 million deal. They just somehow find money to give out to these people, man. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. But Jerry Jones says, hey, it's hard to build when you're paying the quarterback. That's a lie. Chiefs are showing it every year. Let's see. The Raiders, Jimmy Garoppolo, 3-year deal, $73 million. Josh Jacobs received a non-exclusive franchise tag. They did sign Jacoby Myers, wide receiver, signing a 3-year deal, $33 million. And then Marcus Epps, safety, is signing a 2-year deal worth $12 million. Any thoughts on those deals?
No, not really. KC's making moves.
Yep.
You know, they got a good offensive lineman.
They got rid of one and signed another one. So
and I think they're gonna probably let go of Orlando Brown.
Yeah, he already gone.
And they already let him go.
Yeah,
and then they're trying to get
about,
Tunsil. They're trying to maybe trade and get Tunsil over there. So again, somehow Chiefs always make some type of moves to free up cap space, and they're able to bring in better talent to recover of their losses. It's the Chiefs, man. Teams and also players are going to go there and play for cheap. They're going to want to win a Super Bowl. So I don't think their moves are done yet. But yeah, I mean, the Chiefs make some good moves. I like the offensive lineman signing. But yeah, other than that, I mean, nothing really out of those teams. Yeah.
Richie Vargas first said Baker Mayfield is going to be a Buck. Now he's saying Cooper Rush is going to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and he's going to be the starter. We talked about this during the season, and I think we agree, if I remember correctly, by saying that if we're the Rams, we would trade Stafford and keep what's his name, Baker Mayfield starting, because the way he was playing, he seems to fit that system. So
yeah, I mean, I guess they don't want to pay him. That's the only thing I can think of, because he played very well for the Rams the time he was there.
They're about to trade Stafford anyway.
So like it looks like Rams are going through a rebuild.
They have to.
They let go of Wagner. They traded Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's whoever you want to get other than Aaron Donald is up for grabs right now. So, and Cooper Kupp. So it just seems like the Rams are kind of in a rebuild as of now. But yeah, I'm surprised they didn't want to keep Baker Mayfield. I'm surprised.
And they might end up doing it after all, but we'll see. It's a long way. It's only week 1. Free agency, you can't even make anything official until tomorrow anyway. So we'll see. Right. It's a lot of changes that can happen. Moving on to the Chargers, the big signing for them so far is Edric Kendricks, the linebacker from Minnesota. He signed a 2-year deal worth $13 million. Cowboys, franchise tag Tony Pollard. They just re-signed Donovan Wilson today. 3-year deal worth $24 million. You know, the first 2 years are fully guaranteed. Whatever on that. Whatever. Daniel Jones agreed to a 4-year deal, $160 million. Don't ever tell me about Dak Prescott contract ever again. Not trying to hear it, because Daniel Jones, weak ass, is making the same amount of money, and he sucks. Saquon Barkley received a non-exclusive franchise tag. Sterling Shepard, I thought they were going to let him go because he keeps getting injured, but he agreed to a 1-year deal to stay, but it's only $1 million, $1.3 million, so I can understand keeping him for that. Yeah. Jared Davis re-signs with the Giants linebacker. Anything else major? Jason Kelsey is actually staying 1 more year for $14.25 million with the Philadelphia Eagles. Brandon Graham re-signed a 1-year deal for only $6 million, so he took a pay cut. But they are turning on Darius Slay, because Darius Slay has asked for a trade, or he's looking for a trade from Philadelphia. And then going back to the Chargers, Austin Eckler is looking for a trade from Philadelphia. Eagles are losing a lot of people on defense. Marcus Epps is gone. Gardner Johnson pretty much said his goodbyes. They lost T.J. Edwards. It looks like they're about to lose Slay. They lost Hargrove. So, hey, Eagles fans, I told y'all this during last season or this past season. You can't keep all these guys on defense, but y'all wanted to say, oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, all right. Any thoughts on them before we move on?
Yeah, Eagles taking a hit on defense. It's going to be interesting how they recover.
Same thing, Jay Cross. Doesn't matter.
You know they're going to make some type of moves to bring in more people. Seems like the Eagles are really good at doing that.
They got to pay Hurts
trades or whatever have you. Yeah, Hurts will be next.
Same thing, Jay Cross. I don't care what you say.
I'm curious to see what if Darius Slay ends up getting traded, who he goes to and what they get in return. It's going to be interesting. I think they'll get some good. I mean, I don't know, man. What some of these players are getting traded for, I don't think they're going to get a lot for Slay, especially since the Rams didn't get shit for Ramsey.
I know, man.
So I'm curious to see what happens with the Eagles, because the Eagles, again, they're not losing any really money on offense. I think they lost some linemen, if I'm not mistaken. But they're losing their defense and their key players too as well. Hargrove, I think, will be a huge loss.
It is.
And Edwards as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they recover off that. The Chargers is the interesting one, especially with Eckler. Underestimating Eckler's how important he is to that offense is going to be the downfall of the Chargers this year, in my opinion. Unless they bring someone in that's a similar back, maybe they get Bijan Robinson in the draft from Texas. But losing Eckler is going to be huge because he was a huge part of their offense, and him asking for a trade and because they can't agree on a contract, it's pretty wild to me, seeing that Eckler was a huge part of that offense. So I'm curious to see where he may land. There's a lot of good suitors, Bills, but again, he wants to get paid. A lot of these teams that are really good don't have a lot of cap. It's going to be interesting to see some of these teams that are losing good players, like the Eagles, possibly the Chargers, how they replace those players with who they have on that team or with who outside their team.
Yeah, the good thing for the Eagles is they're smart, so they have hella draft picks this year.
That is true. They got two first round that were the first top 10 or top 12 or something like that.
So as much as I love to troll the Eagles, I've been saying, for a while, they did it the smart way. So they could actually risk on losing some of these people and fill the holes. So I'm not really worried about the Eagles. Chumpa has said that he feel like the Eagles can miss the playoffs next year. I don't see that happening. It's still a lot of talent there. And like I said, the draft picks, if they hit on those, it's up. So the Chargers is kind of funny because it feels like it's low-key coming down to Keenan Allen versus Austin Eckler. Which one are you going to keep? Because at first you were saying they were going to get rid of Keenan Allen to cut the save cap money. Now it's Austin Eckler. So it's just...
now, if they even cut Keenan, say they did or they were doing so, would that even matter? Do they want to pay Eckler what he wants? I think maybe they don't want to pay Eckler's asking price, and that's why they can't agree on terms. Because I don't know what he's asking for. I haven't heard anything of them saying what Eckler is wanting or asking for. But if you're the Chargers, like Eckler has been a beast for them the last 2 seasons. I know, I think 2 seasons ago he got hurt and he was out for a little bit, and he is a little bit of an injury-prone running back because he's small and short. But they use him a lot, so it's very shocking to me to see that they're willing to let him go. And I know we can always say they can find a running back in the draft. You never tag a running back, never overpay for a running back, and I'm sure that's that's what they're doing. But they have a high 20s draft pick. I don't know if they're going to get Bijan at their draft position. So they're going to have to make some moves, some decisions. There's not many running backs out there available. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Miles Sanders is a free agent.
They could go after Miles,
Scott
but who knows how much he wants that man. Who? Sorry?
All of the Eagles running backs are free agents.
So. True. But again, I don't know if the Eagles want Miles Sanders back. Jeffrey Cross can let us know in the chat if he's heard anything about them. But maybe they just don't want to pay a crazy amount of money for a running back, and they're going to go out in the draft and pick someone. I mean, that's my only guess.
So considering the Cowboys franchise tag Tony Pollard for whatever reason, and they still have Zeke right now for, I don't know what they're going to do. It looks like they're doing a lot of restructuring, so they are getting under the cap and getting cap space. But if they keep Zeke and Pollard right now with the money, it's just stupid to me. But let's just hypothetically, let's say Tony Pollard and Eckler. Would you make that trade if you were either team?
I mean, it's risky for the Chargers to make that trade, seeing that you're getting Pollard off that injury and you don't know what you're going to be getting from him when he comes back. But again, you have that franchise tag on Pollard, and you can make that decision if you want to re-sign him at the end of the year. So, I mean, it's a little bit of a risk if you're the Chargers, but I would definitely think about it. I'll see what else you maybe can get for Pollard, maybe a draft pick or something like that. But yeah, I would definitely consider it.
Yeah, that just randomly popped up in my head because I was like,
well, but would you do it if you're the Cowboys? Because then again, you're going to have to pay Eckler, and you still have Zeke, who you're paying for. He hasn't taken a pay cut yet, which you may ask him to do so.
I'll do it if I was the Cowboys.
It's definitely interesting,
but
because
it'll be a 1-year deal for right now, and then we'll see what he has after this 1 year. Almost like another franchise tag, basically. I'll do it if I was Cowboys, just because Pollard, again, coming off the ankle. If Pollard never got injured in the San Francisco game, I promise you I'll be saying everything differently right now. But that injury in that game at that time of the year it changed my whole outlook on Tony Pollard. But it is what it is. Cowboys gonna do whatever they want to do, be stupid all their lives. Jerry Jones go hype the fans up, talking about Odell, Bobby Wagner, and all that. It's not happening. And Dez Bryant and what's his name, D-Hop, they've been talking about Dallas now. Like, yeah, whatever. Cowboys fans fall for the same crap every year. I'm not gonna be the one to do it. It's just you got to show me if you're Dallas. I'm that type of fan now. You have to show me. If you don't show me, you can talk all you want. I don't want to listen to nothing from the Jones family. So let's go to Washington. Daron Payne become the highest paid D tackle outside of what's the guy in LA? Aaron Donald. I almost said Donald Lawrence for whatever reason. I don't know who but Aaron Donald. So he stays in Washington. I hate that because I really wanted him out of Washington, man. That man is a menace for us. But Daron Payne, he's now in Washington for good. They got a couple of O-line help with Andrew Wiley and Nick Gates signing. They got Cody Barton and David Mayo, 2 linebackers. Danny Johnson and Cameron Dantzler, 2 cornerbacks. That's pretty much it for Washington. They ain't do nothing else. Chicago's making moves, man. They get DeMarcus Walker from Florida State to agree to a deal. DN. TJ Edwards from Buffalo. Tremaine Edmonds also signing, 2 linebackers right there. Then you got DJ Moore in a trade for the number 1 overall pick, but you do receive the 9th overall pick back. And then you got a 2nd rounder and a 1st rounder in 2024 and a 2025 2nd rounder from Carolina. So, hey, man, Chicago making some moves. What you think about them so far?
I like the moves that the Bears are making. They're getting, Justin Fields' weapons surrounding him. They got offensive linemen to protect him.
Yep.
They got a star wide receiver in DJ Moore now. They picked up really good defensive players in the free agency. So, yeah, Bears are making moves with that amount of cap space that they got. They can make these type of moves, signing people like that. So good for them. I thought the trade for the number 1 pick was a good pick, a good trade for them. They got a lot for the number 1 pick, and they got the DJ Moore in that trade as well. So I think that was a great trade for them. Utilizing that number 1 pick and getting more assets for it instead of going after, someone that they could probably get at that pick that they got from the Panthers. So yeah, I think it was a really, really good decision by them.
So with that, with them moving from number 1 to number 9, does that completely shut down the Alabama kid going to Chicago, or do you think they know something? Do you think they know that Carolina might get like a CJ Stroud or somebody instead?
I don't know, because what I've heard is like the coach likes Stroud, but the owner likes Bryce Young. So
you talking about in Carolina?
Yeah. Lamar Jackson just tweeted out 3 years, $133 million, fully guaranteed, but I need an agent. I'm not sure what he means by that tweet.
Somebody must just got paid then. That's what somebody else just got paid, and he's talking about their contract. So we got to see who just got paid.
That's what he just put it out right now. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting because, it's all who you want. If they feel like Stroud is better, go with your heart. Like, if you feel like Stroud is a better quarterback, I don't think you can go wrong with Stroud or Bryce Young, in my opinion. I think Stroud is better, but you can't go wrong with either one. But what's interesting, though, is what the Panthers have been doing,
right? And
putting out fillers that they will trade that number 1 pick. If you want it, it's yours. You can go out. You send us something similar or better than what we sent to the Bears, and the number 1 pick is yours. And there's going to be teams that are going to be calling them. You know there are.
They gave up a lot.
They did. They did give up a lot. So I'm curious to see what they want in return, because they gave up draft picks. They gave up their number 1 wide receiver as well. So what are they going to want in return for that number 1 pick? And teams are going to be desperate, and they'll offer them whatever, they feel like, they need to give up to get that number 1 pick. To me, it all comes down to the Texans. The Texans have the ultimate move right here, because they can trade that number 2 pick to anyone below. Who's number 3? That's not the Colts. Who's number 3? Is it Cardinals?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a while.
I'm not sure who's the number 3 team, but you have to think Colts are going to go after a quarterback, possibly Seattle. Does Atlanta go after a quarterback? It's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's Arizona.
What Arizona and Texans are going to be 2 teams that are going to get a lot of phone calls for that pick. It's going to be interesting, because if you're the Texans, do you really want to go after Bryce Young, or do you want to maybe just say, all right, let's go 1 more year. If we suck, we suck. The draft class is a lot stronger next year. Do we just do that?
I think you take your quarterback. If you have your quarterback there and he's available, you take him as soon as you get him.
Yeah, because it's going to be interesting to see what they do, especially the Cardinals. Like, what do you do if you're the Cardinals? You don't need a quarterback, obviously. You got Kyler Murray. Do you? I mean, unless you're already giving up on him, that's right. Another story. But you got him. Could you trade down and get who you maybe want later in the first round? Because it's definitely possible. So, and you're going to want to have teams that are going to be reaching for a specific quarterback. You cannot tell me that Anthony Richardson's stock didn't, rise to the roof for that combine. That I'm not sure who's in the mid-teens, but a team like, this is just throwing it out there because they need a quarterback, Tampa. What if Tampa is like, all right, we really want Richardson, so here's this and that and this. There's going to be desperate teams that are going to try to move up to that number 3 spot. Unless Arizona has already marked on who they want to keep, and they know that won't be there when they get to that specific pick. But the draft's going to be very interesting this year, because I think a lot of teams are going to be reaching to get a quarterback.
So especially
Richardson.
Let me throw this wild idea out here. I'm in wrestling creative mode right now with this idea. But Kyler Murray is having issues in Arizona, right? With teammates, it seems like they're having issues with his attitude or whatever. What if Arizona throws Kyler Murray in a trade to Carolina for the number 1 pick? You think Carolina take it? And do you think Arizona will do that? Because it'll free up space for Arizona getting their contract, and they'll be able to go get another quarterback. But if you're Carolina, you get a franchise quarterback just like that, and you know he's proven in the NFL versus risking it on the rookie.
That's a tough decision. If that's tough, man. If you're Arizona, do you want to already give up on him, even though he was with a coach that didn't seem that they got really along with? They didn't see eye to eye. You got a new coach now from Philly who's dealt with a quarterback like Kyler with Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, like, I guess it depends on if you feel like Kyler is not going to improve at all under this new regime. Then maybe you go out and get Bryce Young or Stroud or something like that. And that's very, very risky for Arizona because you don't know if they're going to pan out. But it's definitely something that would interest me. If Carolina is the one that, do you want to make that move? Because obviously Cardinals are giving up him for a reason. Do you feel like you can turn him around in Carolina with no weapons? They got no one. They don't have wide receivers anymore because they traded them. They haven't made a splash in the free agency yet because there's not really any wide receivers out there. So they're going to probably try to hopefully hit on the draft with these wide receivers that are out there. But I don't know. I don't think I'm the Cardinals that make that move. I give Kyler another year and see how dedicated he is, because that's the one thing that you see people harp on him the most. He's not dedicated. All he cares about is playing Call of Duty and doesn't read the playbook. But maybe he just was giving up on that the regime that was there, and maybe whoever, I'm not sure what the name of from the Eagles that they brought over, but maybe he changes things up. I know a lot of people weren't high on him going there, and they're like, "Who's this guy?" But we've seen that happen a lot of times where we don't know who the hell that guy is, but he ends up changing the culture and changing the whole team around. And maybe that happens with Arizona, especially in a division that, you know, the Niners are obviously the best team in that division. But other than that, you know, it's kind of who's number two? We can't really call it. Rams have gotten worse. The Seahawks, do they get better? Who knows? So it's up for grabs, really. Oh, Gannon, defensive coordinator. Okay, so they went with defensive coordinator. So maybe it works. I don't know.
So I have a hard time trying to figure out the motives for Arizona. Like, are they trying to make the playoffs or are they trying to restart? Because Watt retires. You're talking about getting rid of Hopkins, most likely. That leaves you with Hollywood Brown. AJ Brown retired. You traded Robbie Anderson. So, like, what are you trying to... that sounds like you're starting fresh. You don't have a running back right now. Mm-hmm. So, you really don't have a secondary outside of Baker. So, I mean, at this point, if they're trying to start fresh, that's an idea that might be pitched out there. Hey, let's get rid of this contract. Let's get a whole bunch of young guys. And if we can make a splash, let's go try to make a splash before everybody is taken up or something. Like, I don't understand. If I could get some more clarity on what Arizona is trying to be for next season, you know, I'll be able to give better insight on what I think they should do as far as just if I was the GM, what I would do. I just don't know what they want to be next season. I don't know if they want to be a restarting team or a team that's pushing for the playoffs. So,
yeah, the Cardinals have a lot of questions on what they're actually doing. If they're rebuilding, then just say it. Like, you know, we're in rebuild mode. But again, that division is going to be interesting next year too. Because, again, 49ers defense is stacked. But, again, Purdy had a unreal season once he came in. But he's out. He's not going to be able to play. Then you got Trey Lance, who we don't know what we're getting from him. And then they go and sign Sam Darnold. So, like,
that was crazy.
Who knows? The Niners may not be as good as they were this past season.
I think
the defense will keep them in games, of course. And they got weapons with McCaffrey and Debo and Ayuk and, of course, Kittle. But quarterback is their number one concern because we don't know what we're going to get in Trey Lance. Like, we saw him do one possession with him and he got hurt. So, like, we don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Detroit Lions, they get Cameron Sutton, cornerback.
Great pickup.
3-year deal. They re-signed Craig Reynolds, running back. They re-signed Isaiah Buggs, D lineman. And that's pretty much it for them. Let me keep going. Green Bay hasn't done anything. They're pretty much waiting right now. Minnesota signed Marcus Davenport, 1-year deal, $13 million contract. Tight end Josh Oliver also signs with Minnesota. Atlanta signed Heineke from Washington, 2-year deal, $20 million. Keith Smith re-signed a fullback. Let's see, Chris Lindstrom re-signed, offensive guard. Lorenzo Carter re-signed. They signed Jesse Bates to a 4-year deal, safety, so that's a good pickup for him as well. And then linebacker Caden Ellis, he is signing with Atlanta. So do you think, I mean, you gave him $20 million, you got to be going with Taylor Heineke, right, as this year's quarterback?
I think they're going to do the old competition with Heineke and Riddler. Again, I understand the pickup for Heineke because he's given the NFC South trouble. Like, he gave the Bucs issues. He's given every team in the NFC South issues. So I can understand him going back home too. He's from Georgia. So I think I understand the pickup. And the Falcons made some moves, man. Jesse Bates over there. It's a huge pickup. You're signing their offensive lineman. They're making some nice moves over there. But
keeping Lorenzo Carter is a good move too.
Yeah, exactly. So Falcons should be a lot better than they were last season for sure, and they were competitive for most of the season as well.
Yeah, Carolina did sign Von Bell, safety, so that's a good deal for them. New Orleans, they re-signed Jameis Winston on a 1-year deal to play back up to Derek Carr, who signed a 4-year deal, $150 million contract. Jawan Johnson, tight end, he signed a 2-year deal. JT Gray signed DB. He signed a 3-year deal. Tampa Bay re-signed Jamil Dean, and that is so far that is the NFC South. Any thoughts on that whole division?
Great re-signing by the Bucs. Picking up great. I'm serious, man. Jamil Dean was one of the high commodities of the cornerbacks. In the offseason. Apparently declined from other teams and went back to Tampa. A lot of sports writers in the Tampa Bay Bucs sports writers had him gone. They felt like he was going to be one of the players that they were not going to be able to pick up, and him signing is huge. We got our 1 and 2 corners with Carlton Davis and him, so I'm ecstatic about keeping him. One thing we're probably going to lose is Levante David. Probably going to be losing Levante, which, again, it's going to hurt. And I don't blame him for not wanting to sign here for cheap. Go out there and get your ring, brother. You know, if you go to Buffalo or if you go to wherever, Miami, whoever, I wish him nothing but the best. I have no hard feelings for Levante David. He was here his whole career. He played his ass off every single down. So I wish him nothing but the best if he's not able to. If the Bucs aren't able to swing things around and re-sign him, which I don't think they'll be able to, because I think he's going to get a lot more money from other teams. Shaq Mason being traded was good because we freed up some cap space. Not much, but, you know, that we were able to free some up. Saints, F them. I'm glad they're losing. They lost like their whole defensive line, so F them. Winston, well, I mean, obviously nobody else wanted him. If he went back to the Saints,
I would have took him as a backup here.
I mean, I would have. Shit, I know. I mean, I don't know if I want him back as a Tampa Bay Buck, but yeah, if you're Cowboys or who else, like a team that could use a backup, a solid backup, yeah, why not? Oh yeah, they got Jonnu Smith as well, the Falcons. So yeah, Falcons made some good moves, but
I thought I said
F the Saints. I hate them. I don't care about them. I hope they have the worst season. I hope Carr has a good season, but he sucks against the Bucs.
Hey.
And I'm just glad the Bucs were able to make some moves, not very many, but some, to keep that team a little bit competitive. Because look, let's be real, they're in rebuild mode. They're in competitive rebuild mode where they're going to be
about to say their division.
Their division is wide open. It absolutely is. It should be the Saints division. Saints and Falcons should be the better teams coming off this season. I don't expect much from the Bucks because we don't even really have a quarterback yet. So it's going to be interesting to see what else moves they do. Do we get Jacoby Brissett? Do we get Baker Mayfield? Because the quarterback class is starting to dwindle down with these teams. So maybe we get Baker for cheap for a 1-year deal or something. So yeah, I'm glad the Bucks were able to keep Jamel Dean because that was a huge re-sign for them.
G-Dog on YouTube talking about look at my Falcons. I'm excited for third place in the division.
Oh, damn.
That's messed up.
I think he might get second, man. I think you might get second.
Let's keep it moving. Rams really didn't do nothing outside of getting Hunter Long from that trade. Arizona, Kelvin Beachum, offensive tackle, re-signed. San Francisco 49ers, Sam Darnold agreed to a 1-year deal, $4.5 million. Javon Hargrave, jeez, man, the rich just getting richer. That D line is gonna be crazy. Signing a 4-year deal, $84 million, $40 million guaranteed. Tashawn Gibson, safety, re-signed. D lineman Kelvin Givens signed a 1-year deal. Seattle, they re-signed Geno Smith, 3-year deal, $75 million. And then they got Draymond Jones from Denver. That was a guy I wanted the Cowboys to look at, but Cowboys don't look at D tackles for whatever reason. They idiots. He signs a 3-year deal, $51 million, and that is all the news so far, as far as the actual signings and trades so far. So everything else is just rumors right now. Anything on the NFC West?
Nah, it's the richer get richer.
Yes.
Or rich get richer with the Niners getting Hargrove.
Yeah,
man, that's going to be a dangerous defense, man. The Niners.
We play them in the regular season this year.
Ooh, yikes! Good luck with that.
the
NFC West, they haven't made any crazy moves other than like the Rams trading away a Ramsey and Geno coming back to Seattle. Seattle, I think they signed a defensive lineman from the Broncos. Seems like the Broncos and the Seahawks are just exchanging players without trading them. They're just signing them back and forth. So it's going to be interesting to see how some of these teams are going to do next season after all these moves. Because you would have to assume, Bears are going to be better than what they were last year because of the moves they've made. And the Falcons and the Saints, they finally got a quarterback, so they're going to be better. So it's like, you assume these things, obviously, but it doesn't show up on the field this coming season. There's been a ton of coaching moves. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with particular teams next year. I'm very excited for the NFL season and the draft. The draft, I think, is probably the most excited, anticipated draft I've been excited for in a while, because you don't know what's going to happen. Like that trade with the Bears,
it changed
really
it
really opened up the lot, because you figured, Bears are going to go defense or offense. They're not going to go quarterback. And then that trade happens, and now you don't know what's going to happen. So it's going to be interesting for that draft coming up. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah. Be on the lookout for Denver trading either one or maybe 2 or 3 of their wide receivers.
I saw that. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a lot going on there. They still try to tie down Odell with the Cowboys, but at the same time, there's mixed reports saying Odell's asked for 20 or 25 million. Odell's like, no, I didn't. I never asked for that. So who knows? I don't know what's going on with that. If he's asked for 20 million and up, move around. We don't buy.
Yeah, that's a crazy amount of money for a guy coming off an injury who didn't even play last year.
Right. He couldn't run last year.
So I don't know, man. That's gonna be Odell's gonna have to be like, all right, let's come down to earth here and settle for a decent contract. Maybe have a 1-year prove yourself deal.
Right.
And then you can get paid type of contract.
DeAndre Hopkins said he is willing to negotiate his contract if he's traded from Arizona, if he ends up landing on the right team. So he will take less money to help whatever team out if he's on the right team. So be on the lookout for that as well. And that is pretty much the NFL right there in a nutshell so far today. So real quick, before we go, I just want to give a shout out to the XFL. Successful another week this week with St. Louis. I really want to give a shout out to St. Louis because St. Louis Battlehawks had their first home game of the season, and they sold nearly 40,000 tickets, which is for the XFL is great. It is. Hold on, Bob Ruski said something. Is Davin Thompson a done deal? Yeah, that's a done deal. Everything won't be finalized until tomorrow, Bob Ruski. They can't actually sign contracts until tomorrow. But
is it turned down 133 for 3 years full of guarantee? Is that what you're saying, Jeff? He just tweeted out. LAMAR just tweeted out again. So again, he Baltimore beat down. Tweeted out. Lamar Jackson, or Schefter tweeted out, Lamar Jackson turned down $200 million guarantee deal back in September, and then he tweeted out
that's
a gif
when he messed up
of a guy wearing 3 caps on top of his head. So I guess he's saying it's cap. Like what?
Okay.
Lion is not what it. That's the saying now these kids are using.
AJ Styles.
So,
that's cap.
Yeah. So that's what I guess he's saying. It's a lie, basically.
Yeah. I think that's a lie too, because no way no way somebody is turning that down, and then say, oh, well, I want 250 guarantee. No, I don't think. No, I think that's cap too. But real quick on the XFL, St. Louis Battlehawks moved to 3-1, take out the Renegades. 40,000 people in the dome. That was dope to see. The DC Defenders stay undefeated as they take out the Vipers 32-18. Seattle Sea Dragons, Josh Gordon and Ben DiNucci starting to get it together. They won 2 straight. They take out San Antonio Brahmas 15-6. It's not looking good for Hines Ward and his team. The Houston Roughnecks moved to 4-0. They put up 44 points on the Guardians, man. So it's not looking good for Terrell Buckley and his Guardians as well, as they are 0-4. Brahmas are 1-3. Vipers are 0-4. And yeah, so if I would have to rank the best fan bases right now for the XFL, it's definitely St. Louis, followed by San Antonio. Hopefully San Antonio can keep that crowd with them being 1-3 right now. It's not looking too good.
Oh, I think like teams like San Antonio and St. Louis, they're trying to show the NFL that they're a football town, and that if they had an NFL team here,
well, St. Louis they should have known that.
True that. With St. Louis, yeah, absolutely. But I think that's what San Antonio is doing. They're in the hopes of, let's have 20,000+ people show up to the game because the NFL's watching, and the NFL may consider bringing a team here, which is not ever going to happen. So that's why they're doing it, because they're just trying to prove that they're getting overlooked. Same thing with St. Louis. They had a team taken away from them. So you can understand why they're having the amount of support that they're getting each. And it's cool to see. XFL games, USFL games, you don't expect to see no more than maybe 3,000 fans, if that. So it's cool to see them pack the domes with as many people as they can get. It makes the XFL seem legit, and it makes you think that, they have a shot at making this a legit league for years to come. Yeah. So, yeah. So Jerry Jones, fuck him.
So the average attendance right now, for the most part, outside of like San Antonio and St. Louis, they getting around like 12,000 to 13,000 people. So that's pretty good. The US,
that's pretty solid. Yeah.
What is it? The USFL. Mm-hmm. They wasn't getting nearly that last year, and they made it a whole season, and they're about to come back for another season. So if they can keep this at least 12,000 up, I know in Arlington it's around 12 to 13,000 each game so far. San Antonio, they play Arlington this week coming up, so we'll see how the attendance is for that, because that'll be their second game in San Antonio. Seattle, man, I think Seattle might even do even better than 40,000 next game, because they going up against the Defenders, and that's the best team in the league outside of Houston. So you got a 3-1 team at home with AJ McCarron taking on a 4-0 team. So that's a big game. It's a division game. DC is known to have one of the best crowds in the XFL as well. Like my rankings would be St. Louis, San Antonio, DC, Arlington, and then the rest of them. So
yeah, the thing is like
Seattle is pretty decent too.
The sad thing might happen is XFL may put USFL out of business. Like I think that's a possibility because if nobody's watching these USFL games, how are they making their money? Like other than hopefully fans coming to the game, ratings. I'm sure. What channel is USFL on?
It's on Fox. They got to deal with Fox, so Fox is.
So
paying
I'm curious. I'm curious to see what happens with the USFL if they don't do great this year. Because XFL again, it's their testing run right now.
Right.
So if they don't do great this year, they're going to give them a pass. So it's going to be interesting to see if maybe XFL, USFL do some type of collaboration. Maybe they do something that'd be pretty cool. How about the champs of the XFL play the USFL? But I'm sure rules are different in both leagues, so I don't know how that would work. But I'm curious to see how the USFL does while XFL is still in season. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, like I said, I watched 2 USFL games last year. I was just bored, but I didn't like nothing about it. It was nobody in the stands. The jerseys was ugly to me. It was just boring football to me. And they made it a whole season, which I'm happy for them. Success to congrats to you guys for your success making it the whole season. But it's just
because like if you're a player now, like if you're out of the NFL, obviously you'll play anywhere. Like you'll go wherever
you can get some type of money.
You'll go anywhere. But if you're a player now, what are you going to try to go for? The XFL? Where there's legitimate coaches there, former NFL players. I'm not sure what they have in the USFL, but like, are you gonna be like, I'll go to the USFL over the XFL? Probably not. You probably get paid a little bit more in XFL as well. So, and you're gonna get seen more in the XFL.
Yeah.
And so you got a boss there that does not. Oh shit on my mind. That doesn't like to fail. So it's like. Players are not gonna, and players in USFL might move to the XFL as well. So,
yeah,
are they gonna keep those like their best players in the USFL? Which I don't know who the hell those are, but
that's why I don't even know who it is.
Yeah, would you be able to keep them from moving on to the XFL? So,
as long as the USFL keep putting people in the league like Cavante Turbin and all them. That's going to the league. I think they had like 4 or 5 other people that got in the league from the USFL this year. So if they keep doing that, they'll keep getting players. But yeah, man, XFL, Martavius Bryant, Ben DiNucci, Paxton Lynch, AJ McCarron, who purposely went to the XFL just so his sons could watch him actually play and not sit on the bench. That's the reason he did it. And he's like turning back the clock. Last game, 2 touchdowns, 214 yards. He's been balling this year. Ben DiNucci actually been doing all right.
Josh Gordon too.
Yeah, Josh Gordon is playing with Ben DiNucci. So, it's starting to get fun. It's starting to pick up. Seattle got a couple of wins, so it's starting to pick up for them, which means their crowd is going to start showing up even more. Because Seattle is just one of those towns. You can put wrestling in, basketball, football, anything, and they're going to show up. So, shout out to Seattle. The people that's struggling and they might end up not having the team pretty soon if it keeps going with the attendance is Orlando and Vegas. I don't know why you put a team in Vegas anyway.
Yeah, I think with that is also the number one issue too is like, what do you do with teams that are struggling in the XFL? Like for the Guardians, if they're 0-4. What do you do to entice fans to come to the games?
That's what I'm saying.
Because obviously fans are going to be excited to go watch a team that hasn't won a game, and they may lose that the amount of attendance they had from week 1 to whatever week they're on now.
But
so what do you do? Like, do you make tickets like $1? Do you do dollar beer night? Do you do giveaways? Like, that's going to be the thing to entice the fans. That's what the XFL has to work on. Is there's not very many teams in the XFL. Only a certain amount of teams make the playoffs.
Only 8, and 4 of them make it out of 8.
So you have to entice fans to want to come every single game, regardless if your team is good or not. And that's what the NFL is good with. Like, the Browns suck all the time, but fans go out and watch them. You know, for the majority of the year, they have fans there. Hot, cold, sleet, snow, don't matter. There's fans there. So you're going to have to figure out how to continue revenue with fans actually going to the games.
Like, I understand them picking Vegas and Orlando because of the weather and, you know, the place but Orlando, Florida and Vegas are not known towns to have, you know, fans showing up. Like, Miami Heat struggle to get fans unless they're in the playoffs. Then you got the Raiders, but that's different, right? You know, any other sport in Vegas, people are not showing up to Vegas like that. It's like, yeah, those
it doesn't make sense to me to have teams in cities where there's already football teams. Like Houston, like Texas, for example, it's a football state.
Right.
They're gonna watch football all year round. It doesn't matter if there's the Cowboys, the Texans, whoever. They're gonna come out and watch football because football is what Texas is. But like again, in a Vegas, they already have the Raiders. They have a WNBA team, and then it's Vegas.
Yeah,
and it's Vegas. Like, how many people are flying to Vegas to be like, I'm gonna go see the Vegas XFL team? That's why I'm coming here. No, you're going there to gamble. You're going there to party. You're not going there to check out a fucking football game unless you're a Raiders fan. You know, that's a different story.
Yeah, and the whole stadium is attractions. You know,
right, exactly. So like, it blows my mind. Like, we don't see a lot more teams in these cities where there's no football.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma, Alabama. You know, cities and states that don't have nothing other than, you know, high school football. So like, I just don't understand that concept, and maybe it's a revenue thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't have the facilities some of these cities and states have. It doesn't. Well, you know what I mean, Bob. You know, shit. Who else are shitty teams? They still have great crowds. So it's like the XFL has to think about, like, if the Orlando Guardians don't win a game at all, what makes them think that fans are going to want to go spend money on them next year?
Because they didn't show up. The fans didn't show up in Vegas and in Orlando when the first two games at home. So it's just not that type of place. That's what I'm saying.
CJ, so put it in Memphis. Memphis has nothing other than the Grizzlies. You know, so you got to put, and they have a great turnout for their NBA games. So you got to put them, like, I don't understand, like, why not put them in cities where there's nothing going on, where a football game on a Saturday night is like the biggest thing going on in that area.
Right.
So like, why not do that? I feel like that was a missed opportunity. But again, maybe they don't have the facilities for them to play in. But again, they practice in one city, and then they go to a game and play at a stadium. So like, I feel like it's maybe a little bit more research would have helped them out. And if XFL decides to expand, which I don't know if they ever will, or they decide to move teams.
I think they're going to start moving teams after maybe like 2 or 3 years.
Maybe Memphis, maybe Alabama, teams like that will be in that state or city. So I don't know.
If I'm the XFL, if we have a successful season, I would try to expand. I would try to add 2 teams each
Make
season.
it an even 10. Yeah.
And then,
I agree with that.
And then if that does well, I'll probably cap it at 12 teams total.
Right. Because, like, I know this is a totally different sport, but, like, look at the WNBA, for example. You know, they started off with very minimum teams.
Yeah.
And then they started, you know, bringing in more teams, and it was hit or miss on where they went. You know, we had a team in San Antonio who didn't work out. They moved them to Vegas. So, like, yeah. So it's like you just got to – it's trial and error at this point. Obviously, XFL may not have a lot of error in their books where they can make those type of errors because, you know, I don't know how much money these you know, Fox and ESPN are paying them. Are they on Fox? Yeah, they're on Fox, right? No, it's on ABC. ABC. That's right. So, like, it's I don't know how much leeway they have to actually be shit. And I know their ratings aren't great either as of late. So we'll see what happens. Like, it's a waiting game for the XFL. But I know this: The Rock will not let that shit fail. He will not let that shit fail.
Man. So yeah, that's the show for today. I keep pushing the wrong button. Appreciate everybody that's joining in. People that come live on YouTube, come live on Twitch. For the people that's on the Dope Content website, appreciate you guys joining in. No matter if you stay the whole time or you just check in and out. Again, we know we in the middle of the day on a Tuesday morning. A lot of people are at work, things like that. So I understand. Shout out to the ones that come through and watch the replays on YouTube and dopecontent.com and Twitch. Definitely appreciate all you guys. Tony, you got anything you want to shout out before we get out?
You know what? Yes. We got March Madness going on right now.
Oh yeah.
We have a bracket over on the Get the Tables side of things. So if you guys are interested, Dope, I'm not trying to step on your toes. I don't know if you got one going on.
No.
Dope,
do your thing.
Dope content community. But we have one. If you're interested in joining, just hit me up on Twitter or on Twitch, and I'll give you the link for that. But we're not sure what the prize will be, but like a gift card or something like that. So, but yeah, Dope, you're more than welcome to join it as well.
I think Speed sent one too. So are y'all doing it together or is it separate?
No, this is a separate one. Separate one. This is a Get the Tables one. We did one last year.
He says it's rigged.
Fucking Dave won. I don't know how.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's rigged.
So, I filled out my bracket. I think Bob Ruski's in, a couple of other people. So feel free to join. If Dave wins, he doesn't get the gift card. So there you go. I'll give it to the second place winner. But yeah, we're trying to get a lot of people in it. Last year we had a good amount, so we're trying to do the same thing this year. So if you're interested, let me know. Get you guys in that. And yeah, that's about it. We got our account back. So we'll be back tomorrow on Wednesday for Dynamite, and then of course on SmackDown. And I'm sure in a couple of weeks we'll have an extravaganza for WrestleMania. I'm sure one of you guys will join us for WrestleMania night. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun next couple of weeks.
Man, I tried watching college basketball this year. This has been the worst year for me watching college basketball.
Same here, man.
It's been hard, especially when my team going from the number one preseason AP seed all the way to not even making the tournament. I'm a North Carolina fan. I'm a Kentucky fan as well, but North Carolina, Kentucky are my teams in the NCAA, and North Carolina just bombed the whole season. It was hard to watch them. I watched like 3 games, and I was like, this is frustrating. So, it's been hard trying to watch college basketball this year for whatever reason for me. So hopefully the tournament can get me back invested into it, man. I might join it just to get invested into college again, because it's been hard for me this year. But that's why we haven't talked about it.
I agree. Like, I didn't really follow college basketball too much. I watched some of the tournament games, and I watched the selection game or selection show.
Yeah,
just to kind of follow along what these guys were saying and kind of hearing what they say and throw it into my bracket.
Yeah.
So I have UCLA winning. I know a lot of people have Houston winning, but I got UCLA.
Houston number 1.
So I do have them in the national championship facing UCLA. I think that's it. Oh yeah, I think that's what I have. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys want to be in it and have some fun, I'll send you the link, Dope, over on Twitch, on Twitter. I mean, so yeah, more the merrier. And I always appreciate coming on here and talking football, because again, we talk a lot of wrestling,
right?
And every now and then we'll get asked sports questions in the stream, which is awesome. So we're always welcome to. I'm always glad to be on here and chit chat some basketball or football or whatever for a change.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
So we'll have another week of NBA. I wanted to do NBA every 2 weeks because so much change so fast, especially in the Western Conference. So I kind of bypassed NBA today, because we can say one thing today, and by the end of the night, it'll be completely different. And then we'll be on here looking stupid with the replay. So we'll just do it every other week in the NBA until the playoffs start. Because I got a lot of venting to do on the Mavericks on that, and Jason Kidd, which is crazy, because I'm not even gonna go. I almost vented right there. But thank you for joining, man. If you're on YouTube, check out dopecontent.com. Check out the Amway store. It is there in the description on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, shop with us. You know, we got a lot of stuff. It's too much to talk. It's a lot of stuff. Just go to dopecontent.com. I actually updated dopecontent.com yesterday, so check out the updated Dope Content website.
All right.
I think you guys will like it. And yeah, 2K, if you're a 2K head, WWE 2K came out today for the people that got the deluxe and icon. So I might do some of that tonight, depending on. I'm gonna do a test run real quick. Jay Cross says breaking news, and he sent the link. Let me click on that before we get off.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, Chargers granted permission to running back Austin Heckler today to seek a trade after two sides failed to make progress for a new contract.
Is that breaking news? Because we kind of talked about that already.
I think it wasn't. I think they were rumors, but now I think they actually
it's official now.
Official now, yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Hey, if you got something that you want to break, the YouTube communities page on my YouTube is there for you to type. You can type whatever you want, and we'll talk about podcast topics that you want to bring up for the next podcast, whether it's wrestling or this one or music and entertainment. Put it in the communities page. That's my Discord. I don't use Discord like that anymore. So put it in the YouTube's community page, and we'll get it up. So shout out to everybody once again. Much love to y'all. Hope y'all have a great week. If it's spring break, enjoy your spring break. If you got to work, I apologize for you having to work this week, but try to enjoy it for the most part. The weather here is up and down, man. It's killing my allergies. Like, I'm struggling today. But, follow me on Kick. Yeah, the Twitch 2.0, buddy. Kick is still in their whole flow right now. And they're in the beta mode, and I'm on there. Scooby Snags, what's good? That's another streamer that just went to Kick. Push Players over there. Showtime 2 Wavy is over there. So I might do my 2K stream on Kick tonight. Same name, Dope Content, all that. I mean, if you look at it, it's just like Twitch. It's crazy. But
yeah, I hear you. It's just, to me, it's too much of a risk, man. To
switch?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not switching. I'm still gonna build on all of it, because you get a 90% payout versus 50% and with Twitch.
Yeah, I hear you on that. And
so,
to me, it's just too much of you build your community
right
so long on Twitch, and then just to jump over to Kick. Like, I'm sure Kick is gonna be awesome, and they give you a little bit more freedom over there and all that. But I made an account, but I doubt I'll actually ever do a stream over there.
So what you should do, this way you can do it on both at the same time, kind of like what I'm doing with YouTube and Twitch, is go to Restream, do their free plan, and then use the streaming key and just connect your Kick and Twitch to that. That way you be live on both of them at the same time. So you're not affecting your Twitch while you're streaming on Kick. And you steady building.
Can you do that though? Are you allowed to stream on both platforms?
Yeah. A lot of people was doing it last night. I'm talking about partners too.
Oh.
So yeah, I've been looking stuff up, and now I'm like, man, I'm not about to get on Kick. I was saying the same thing you're saying. I'm not about to get on Kick. It's just another Twitch. Why would I do that? I'm already where I want to be on Twitch. But doesn't hurt to just try. I mean, you got to, Yeah, Scooby, there you go. I mean, the partners, if you're a partner, you definitely shouldn't be doing it. But affiliates, they don't really care about. So
yeah, if they the thing is too, I was talking to Jeff too in the chat. How, like, Kick gives you 90% of your revenue.
Right.
How the hell is Kick making money?
Ads.
Yeah, but you can only get so much. That's like, I understand why Twitch takes the amount that they give out, or they take away from you, or whatever have you. That's why other people like do my PayPal or whatever have you if you want to donate.
Yeah, because Twitch be
the hell out of us.
But
how do they make their money? Because they're not that big of a website yet, if they may not even become that, like how are they able to make so much payouts if they're not making any money in return?
You'll be surprised how much sponsors would throw at you if you're doing something. Like the sponsors and the ad. So these websites and these streaming softwares, they make so much money from ads that we don't know about because we get so small of the percentage. But they make a lot of money from ads, like millions of dollars thrown their way from each company just because of ads. So that's where their money come in at. And
isn't it harder, like on Kick, to make, not harder, but you got to have more followers on Kick to
be an affiliate? No, it's the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 50
I
followers.
thought it was like 75 or something like that.
I was told 50 the other day.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was told. So I need to look that up there because I was told 50.
Because I know you got more freedom on Kick. Like you can
For
like
now,
show
'cause
movies
it's
and shit
beta.
like that on Kick, right?
Yeah, that's you know, that's how Twitch was as well too. When like they first started doing hot tub stuff, it's beta, but that'll change. Like yesterday, I got on there and I'm like, what are y'all talking about? I guess one of their biggest streamers, Aiden something, whatever his name is. Click on his page, he's like showing full porn, and I was like, wait, what? You know, and then I saw another chick, her page was actually banned, but her thumbnail was still up. Like, you just see her just nothing on.
Wow.
So yeah, they're trying it. They're trying it out there, but yeah, they're gonna Kick is catching on. It's still in beta mode. They don't even have an app. It's just a website right now. So they're catching on with it, and that stuff will be banned. So I ain't worried about that. Twitch did the same thing. So
yeah, I'm just curious to see like how far things end up going.
No, Greg.
On that because again, I will never ever probably stream over there.
Yeah.
Probably will never do that because like I said, I know Twitch has their flaws. I know Twitch takes money away.
That's what you know.
Take a good percentage away, but Twitch has done me a lot of good. You know, I've met you, I've met Jeff, Bob.
I agree.
Scooby, a lot of people from streaming on Twitch. Some of them before Twitch, but you know what I mean. But like a lot of people from Twitch, and you build a community here.
Right.
And it would just, to me, be such a stupid decision to just like, all right, F Twitch, I'm out of here. You know, I don't have that type of, I don't have millions of followers to be like, if I jumped over to Kick, all of them are going to follow. I feel like Kick is just not for everyone. I'll check it out here and there, but
oh yeah, I'm not leaving Twitch or YouTube. I'm just
Periscope
adding
OGs, yeah.
I'm just adding another way. You know, anything that's out there, I'm at least try it out. But I'm not.
Yeah, and they don't have an app either.
Yeah, no, they don't have an app yet.
So that hurts them as well. Because I'm looking at here, like one guy has 18,000 viewers, but he's doing slots in casinos. One guy is in Thailand, and it's like it seems like it's perfect for people that do IRL streaming.
It's a lot of that on there as well. It's a lot of I saw a lot of musicians on there yesterday, so that seems to be doing better. So the one guy, he was streaming on Twitch and Kick yesterday, and he had both of his chats up on the screen, and it did well in both. So I was like, okay, maybe this a thing that'll work better for musicians as well, because musicians don't really get that type of love on Twitch. So
this stream is not for kids. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's like crazy, man.
Yeah, they would tell you.
So, what, IRL? Yeah, Jeff, maybe you should go to Kick. You do a lot of IRL streams, but it seems like a lot of like South Korea and Thailand and stuff that's hot. Oh man, pools and hot tubs. I can only imagine the amount of not clothes people are wearing on that shit. So it's like the freedom is very wide open over there. But yeah, I would not.
It'll change.
Who's the owner of Kick?
I have no idea. When Push told me about it, and then another streamer told me about it. So I have.
I'm surprised Push is over there because he has a good following on Twitch.
He already an affiliate over there. He just went over there.
Damn.
I was like, okay.
Who's Trainwreck? Who the hell is that? Is he a streamer?
Yeah, that name sounds familiar. I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, all power to you guys. If you go to Kick and stream over there and on Twitch, I wish y'all the best. Let me know how it goes. He was a huger Twitch streamer, then got banned. That got banned.
Okay.
So this is his him trying to take over the world type of deal.
Yeah,
trying to get revenge on Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah. Like how much can you resemble a website without them suing you?
That's what I'm saying, because it's just like Twitch, ain't it? Like it's the same
like,
thing.
They have browse channels, like they have the subs, gifted subs look the same. Like
yeah, it's
gonna, they're gonna have to switch that site up just a tad bit because it's like a copy of Twitch
2.0, just like NXT 2.0. But look, I'm on there. I haven't streamed yet. I'm just kind of letting people know that I'm on there, and we'll see what happens. Right now, I'm still Twitch and YouTube, but we'll see what happens. I really want to build a YouTube more than anything. Twitch, I'm cool with where it is. It could be better, of course, but it is what it is. It's whatever. YouTube's where I'm really trying to build that following, so that's why I'm doing like exclusive podcasts and things over there on YouTube. Even though they still be trying to block my money here on YouTube and hold my account hostage for 30 days and all this. This is getting on my nerves. But
the thing is, I want to move to YouTube. I want to do streams on YouTube as well.
Yeah. But
the streams that I do, the creators of stake. What is that? If I want to do YouTube, I probably can't do what I do here on Twitch, like play the background.
I've done it on YouTube. I never had a problem with the audio.
I gotta try it because
YouTube is strict.
It's restreaming the stuff you're talking about because I used to have it on Periscope. I used to stream on Periscope and I think maybe here as well.
Yes,
I took that off. Is it free or you got to pay for that?
No, they have a free one that I use, and you can do two platforms at the same time. It's Restream.io.
Yeah, see, I used to have that. I used to do it for Periscope when we were on Periscope still.
Oh man, Periscope.
Yeah, when we were on Periscope, I used to use it all the time.
Yeah.
And once we got off that, I just went straight to Twitch. So I want to do a podcast eventually on YouTube. Basically just YouTube. Yeah. Try to build a following there, but I'm gonna have to get with you on that, how to do all that on because I didn't know on OBS until I got banned or suspended that I can make a new profile.
On OBS?
Yeah. So like I could have a YouTube profile and then have my Twitch profile. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. Yeah. Is have a profile specifically just for YouTube and then having a profile specifically just for Twitch. So
I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm gonna have to look at that too, because that'll be easier for me to switch back and forth from stuff. So
yeah, because I didn't know that until when I got suspended.
Yeah.
Jeff told me about it, that you can make another profile on your OBS to where you can stream under my other Twitch name and still have your other Twitch connected. You just have to reset the stream key on your Twitch. So like if I think that no, I take that back. No, you don't have to do that. I did that because I was suspended. I had to redo it. But if you switch back and forth, it works just fine.
So
maybe try that out. Yeah. Maybe that works. You gotta connect your other things like your follows and your bit sounders and all that to the
stream elements and all that.
Yeah, it doesn't automatically connect to it.
So I did do it on Stream Elements. I just haven't put it all in OBS yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
cool.
Like when you so if you're on Dope on Twitch, it'll work perfectly fine. And if you flip to the other profile, none of that goes with the other profile. You have to reconnect everything. So.
All right. Well, cool.
Yeah. You learn something every day.
Right. Appreciate everybody once again, man. Thank you for everything, all the support. That the people that come through. What did you miss in free agency? You missed a lot, bro. You missed a lot. You see Jalen Ramsey is a Miami Dolphin. Hargrove is a 49er. It's a lot. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. I don't even want to go back over all this. It's a lot.
You just got watch the replay.
Yeah, you got to watch the replay, fam. I can't even. I want to tell you, but yeah, it's a lot. Appreciate it, Jay Cross. Appreciate it, Scooby, for coming through.
As always, yes.
Yeah, man. Always supporting, man. In midday on a Tuesday, that means a lot. So, thank you guys for everything. Hopefully, I will have a good announcement that'll free up some more time for me to do more by the end of the month. So, I got you, Scooby. So yeah, hopefully by the end of the month I have a good announcement, and if not, you just won't hear nothing. Period. So, there you go. That's just what it is on that. So y'all be safe. Next week we'll be back with every time we try to leave, Jay Cross. Every time.
Aaron Rodgers has provided the New York Jets with a wish list of free agents he would like them to target.
They already going after Alan Lazard.
Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard, Mercedes Lewis, and Odell Beckham.
Oh, so he want all his people, and then add Odell with it.
Mercedes Lewis, isn't that boy washed up?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, that's stupid. Jets, okay, Jets, don't do it. I've been preaching it since December. Get Aaron Rodgers to New York. But if he wants these older guys, when you already got a young core of talented receivers there, and a run game there, and he's trying to replace them with these older guys, don't do that, Jets. That's stupid. They already going after Alan Lazard. Cool, right? Alan Lazard keep with Wilson and everybody else. Don't do no Randall Cobb and all that stuff, man. Stop this.
He's trying to get all his buddies.
Yeah, he's stupid. Yeah, he's
Funny
stupid.
Shit, though.
But yeah, we'll see what happened. I've been preaching Aaron Rodgers to the Jets since December. I just want y'all to know. Dope Sports Podcast, we've been calling it. So y'all be safe. Let me get out of here before Jay Cross get us another breaking news link before we try to escape. So y'all be safe. Till next time, we are out.
Peace, y'all. Thanks.